On the first moonless night of every year, strange things began to happen. People would hear soft, sorrowful singing echoing through the trees, the sound growing louder as if drawing nearer to the village. It was said that Efua's spirit walked the earth on these nights, searching for something or someone she had lost. That night, the village children gathered around the fire to listen to the old storyteller. Kofi, his deep, knowing eyes glinted as he began. Efua wasn't just any girl. She was the healer's daughter, taught to understand the power of herbs and the spirits that guarded the land. She carried a love so fierce for her family and people that even the spirits took notice. As Kofi spoke, a strange wind swept through the gathering, and the flames seemed to flicker brighter. On that fateful night, he continued, Efua heard the cries of a spirit in the forest, one that only she could understand. She followed its call, deeper and deeper into the woods, until she vanished into the shadows. No one in the village dared to interrupt Kofi's tale, for the look in his eyes told them he wasn't just telling a story, he was remembering. Then he whispered, They say that if you go into the forest on a moonless night and listen closely, you might hear Efua's footsteps, soft as a whisper, and feel the chill of her lost soul searching for peace. But be warned, if she catches your gaze, you might follow her, forever lost in the shadows.
After the villagers' refusal to protect the forest, Efua fell into a deep sadness, her spirit burdened by their disregard for the land she so loved. One night, as she wandered alone through the forest, the air filled with whispers. A silvery mist crept through the trees, and the ground beneath her glowed with an otherworldly light. Suddenly, the ancient baobab tree, the oldest in the forest, began to speak. Efua, it called in a voice like rolling thunder, you have a pure heart, and you hear the voice of the forest. Are you ready to accept the spirit of nature and fight for its rebirth? Trembling but resolute, Efua agreed. The tree's spirit enveloped her, and she felt her senses heighten. Her vision sharpened to see the smallest insect and the subtlest changes in the leaves. Her skin tingled as she felt the pulse of every living thing around her. She was no longer just Efua, she had become a living embodiment of the forest. The next morning, Efua returned to the village transformed. Her eyes glowed with a vibrant green light, and her voice carried a depth that silenced those who heard it. I am Efua, she declared, and the spirit of the forest flows within me. Amazed and fearful, the villagers listened as she spoke of the balance between humankind and nature. She showed them visions of barren lands and dried rivers that would come if they continued to harm the forest. In awe of her power, the villagers pledged to protect the forest and learn from her. As the seasons passed, Efua taught them the secrets of the forest, healing herbs, sacred plants, and ways to give back to the earth. She was no longer just a girl from their village, she had become a legend, a symbol of hope, and a protector of life itself. From then on, the village celebrated the rebirth of Efua each year, gathering at the ancient baobab tree to honor the forest and pledge to protect